Hello, everyone. Simulation Talk 191. In 7 hours, Sam. Come on. What's up, Jessica, Ebony, Guru, Rhythmic Carnage, Man, Bradley, how you doing, brother? John, Rocks. Good to see you guys. Okay. Oh, let me take my my newly acquired supplement that I'm trying. Hold on. Oh, Instagram wins once again. They got me with the creatine Beast Bites. I'm gonna try them out and see how it works. Do you like my unironed shirt? It's a new style I'm trying. With this hair right out of the shower, I look like actually, I don't know. A homeless person would not look like they're after a shower most of the time, right? So, what's up, Mike? Chris, haven't seen you in a while. I know it is early. I'm trying to do an earlier thing. Yesterday I couldn't stream, as I said the day before. I was about to stream yesterday earlier, and then I couldn't really do it. So we're doing that today. Evil Icon, how are you? Just make sure you fully close the baby after you're out. The what? No, it doesn't matter. Just as long as this one's fully closed. Oh, Chris just gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. I will never get used to this, by the way. This is kind of crazy to me every time you guys do this. I mean, I know you do this because you believe in project and everything, but still, this is like incredible, generous. Ebony just followed suit. I thank you guys. Thank you so much. And that means that we're going to have extra 5 members for the next live, which is for members only. And why am I so dark? There we go. Okay, on the phone. It was not enough light. Guys, I really appreciate you. This will never be a given. And I can't wait to be able to start giving back to the community and people who believe in the project. Nico, how are you doing, my brother? But also, regardless, just so you guys know, Ebony and Chris and Jessica and Bradley and Carter and Irv and Nico, actually. Who else am I forgetting? Please remind me, Ebony. That are on our team, people who are devoting their time. No, let me go comb this. This is insane. Top Mikhail. Oh, Devin, of course. How could I forget? Thank you so much for the gifting memberships, but also people who are devoting their time, free time to actually contribute to the project, which hopefully together will come and make something beautiful happen, which I know we will. How are you, 3D6M9T? Crazy to see me while the sun is out. I mean, it sounds like you're saying I'm a vampire. Hold on, let me go comb myself because this looks insane. It's good. It's working. Thanks, man. Okay. All right. Now I look like an Italian mobster. Whoa, that's way too. But at least with a little bit more attention to details. Are we combed here? Oh man, Oh man, oh man, oh man. Wait, where's the... I think part of my brand is always everything kind of like happening all at once. I guess it's part of my brand. Or that's the way I choose to see it. Welcome, everyone. Edgar is saying, you know what I have seen. Okay, good. I also know what I have seen. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah, please join our Discord. And if you are new to the channel, you can go check out my YouTube channel, Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts, 3 different words. And it will, the third link from the top in my YouTube channel is our Discord, which is very active, growing incredibly, amazing community. Come check it out. Join us indeed. We are not a cult, or maybe if we are, we're a very fun one. Anyone else's channel that would be horrifyingly scary to hear? Wait, what? What do you mean by that, evil icon? Little nuns like flat candies, maybe blue, maybe red, maybe yellow, everywhere. What material float? All right. I do not know what that means, but welcome to the channel. Been through it, which is Devin saying, I spent the day looking at the code. It is incredible. It is incredible indeed. It's kind of mind-boggling that you're even seeing it. As Duncan Trussell said, live a little, join a psychedelic cult. Is that what we are? Are we a psychedelic cult? Did you the guy who said that they have seen more than regular reality? I mean, I'm a guy that said a lot of things. We have said a lot of things online. I'm not sure what you. I think maybe you. I'm the laser spirit molecule guy. Yes, definitely try without lasers. It works across all frequencies. It doesn't really appear as something that would change because of the frequency. But yes, we also tried it without a frequency and it looks the same. It's inside. It's just that with the red laser, it's easier to look at it over time because you can spend more time with it because it's a lower frequency. Okay, so what's up, KLGD? Welcome everybody across TikTok and X and Twitch and YouTube. Today is only an hour long live because after that we're doing the members live, which I'm very excited about. Every week we do a members live only that allows us to dive into deeper subjects. By the way, Ebony, do we have any subjects for today to analyze? If we don't, maybe we can come up with some now, or you guys can drop some on Discord, and this will allow us to reality.com. Don't forget the website. Codeofreality.com is our website. And if you want to join the membership program on YouTube on Dango Thoughts, it will give you access to our weekly live. And soon we have our Zoom call for members coming up. So if you sign up for any tier above the second tier, or second tier and up on YouTube, you will get access also to our Zoom call, which are very fun. We do them once a month in which we gather together, we chat, we exchange ideas. It's a lot of fun. I see this also about make flat rate content in German and Turkish. Wait, see this also, but on what is TT? I don't know what TT is. So, oh, TikTok. I make flat Earth content in German and Turkish. Great. We here know and believe that the Earth is actually a sausage or hot dog, however you want to define it. So we know it's definitely not a sphere, but we also know it's definitely not flat. We know it's a hot dog or sausage, depending how you want to define it. But we know this in this channel for sure, 100%. Suggested that we talk about OCR experiments. Okay, great. Wait. Rhythmic Carnage. Hold on, let me see. You'll excuse me, guys. I am a little. Yesterday, I was a little out of it. Like, I don't know if I was coming down with something. I'm way better. Did a lot of breath work and everything I needed to get better. So I'm fine, but my brain is a little scattered. Let's see, OCR experiment. Optical character recognition. Oh, we're talking about. Got it. So we're talking about his experiment. Got it. Okay. Absolutely. But I think for that we would need him to present the information. I emailed him. His name is Jeremy, right? So hopefully there's a response before, or maybe he can come on the live because I definitely need him to present the information. From what I saw from the images, it seems to be the analytics that he ran was something that you see on the surface, which of course is what you would expect because it's on the surface of the laser. But we need to somehow peer deeper into these deeper layers, and of course, I'm pretty sure that this can also be done. It's just going to be a lot more complicated. Seen the MIT paper for the dark force measured at element 70? No, but I would love that. Can you send it to me, Nico? I appreciate it. Have I heard of the scans under the middle pyramid of Giza? No. What are the scans under the middle pyramid of Giza? Lingam for us vegetarians. What? Thank you, Blake. We love you too. Says, love this community. Any idea on how long the wait is on purchasing lasers from you? Place donation. Oh, absolutely. So a good question, Blake. We unfortunately at the moment going through a transition of how we're sourcing these lasers and building them and sending them. There's a good chance I'm going to have to send a lot of refunds, maybe most of them. I'm waiting for a final word this week as to can we align it like really quickly and by next week starting to ship lasers, because if not, I will just send emails to all the people that that made a donation in the last couple of weeks, asking them if they want to wait for a laser or if they just want their money back, and there's no problem, they'll get their money back immediately. At the moment, it just kind of sits there, but because we are resourcing it from a different location, so it's faster and we can just do this much better. And also we're going to have much we're kind of working on lasers. They're going to have more capabilities and stuff like that. So bear with us. We're doing this little jump, but of course, it's not up to anybody to just kind of wait there if they paid money. So if anybody wants their money back before we know a final answer, I will send it immediately. There's no problem at all. So I will be issuing these emails by the end of Friday to let everybody know if we kind of figured it out quickly or if we have to wait a little bit longer, in which case I'm just going to be asking people. So thank you for the question, Blake. I appreciate you. Earth is a double donut of energy recycling itself over and over in a spiral figure of 8 motion. Only if by a double donut you mean a sausage. It must be a sausage by definition. There's no other way. Because simply the Earth cannot be anything else. We know that NASA proved it, and we now know that NASA works for God, and they're about to reveal that it's a sausage officially to everybody. So it cannot be anything else, and nobody else can convince us of anything else. We know for a fact it's a sausage. Don't even try and convince us of anything else. We know it. So, They found structures on the go down miles. Amazing. Where did you hear this? Because I never heard of this. Should I bother to read Reality Shift Technologies? Absolutely. Great book. Wonderful, wonderful book. Reality Shift Technologies is a book by Andrew Gallimore. I highly recommend this book because it is an incredible introduction to basic neuroscience. Andrew does a superb job at outlining this. Well, I mean, he's an expert. And then in the last few chapters, he spent some considerable amount of time explaining in detail why the spirit molecule is different in terms of neuroscience. Why is it different than anything else? It is a wonderful introduction to the subject, which will actually educate you probably more than anything else out there. So yes, absolutely get that book. It's great. Oh, yeah. Sausage forever, baby. I mean, wait. Self-leveler. Um, oh, amazing, Rhythmic. So, Jeremy, question for you, because from what I saw in the analysis, oh, first of all, let me say thank you so much. This is amazing what you're doing, and I deeply, deeply appreciate it. I think this is actually going to give us a wonderful step into, and just to recapitulate for some people, Rhythmic Carnage basically created well, is it an AI or just a deep network? Well, in any case, it's a machine learning tool, either AI or some other tool, that basically analyzes edge detection in random light patterns. And he discovered, according to him, that the laser contains some characters. I do have a question, because when I saw what you were referring to, at least visually, it looks just kind of like surface stuff, right? Which is not where we see the code. The code is way more sophisticated, way smaller than that, and it's way in there. So it's not really on the surface at all. So I want to explore this stuff, because maybe what the computer is doing, what the AI is doing, is analyzing these deeper layers. But at least visually for us, when we're looking at what it's being analyzed, I can tell you that is not what we see. That's not the code. Or at least that's not even the way that it presents itself. It's way deeper in there. It's higher resolution. It looks super coherent. But again, it might be that the AI is analyzing that. I just don't know exactly what it's doing. Excuse me. So I would love to explore that part with you. And then I can also send you the other images I was talking about after. I'm going to explain to you the differences between the original ones and the 11,000 that I extracted, and then frame by frame, and I basically cleaned them up a little bit with contrast. So we can talk about all of these things, and you can tell me which one is better to send you. One question about all of this: does the engine that can the engine that you've created or working with, the OCR, can it analyze a video? Because if it can, I can just send you the original video. Filippo Biondi. Wait. Is it just me, or Italian people have the coolest names ever? Filippo Biondi looks super young, but there's a few of them. Discovered something under the big pyramid in Egypt. Let's see. Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Like commercials. Jay Anderson, senior researcher, founder, Project Unity. Okay, I will look it up. This looks like a lot of fun. But wait a second. This is like, it looks like a theoretical analysis. It doesn't look like you discovered anything. I can tell you just by scrubbing the video. But okay, we'll look into this. Wait, where are we here? Oh, here we are. There we go. Any thoughts on how the molecule modulates awareness in combination with this laser? I think it has to do with frames per second of reality itself, or computational steps that the brain can take. Woo! So many comments. Have you been able to get any macro footage of the action of the convergence point? Oh, hold on. I think I need to go through all the comments first. Thank you so much for the gifted membership, Jason. It's either Ebony or Chris or Devin. Been through it. What's up, Val? Good to see you. The movie, like I said, it's gonna be probably only ready closer to the end of the year. Movie is a big undertaking, and it takes a lot of work. Yeah, the shipping back then, Ebony, was very quick. Right now, we're shifting gears, so it might take a little longer. But again, I'm not going to hold anybody. Nobody has to wait if they paid money. We're just going to send them their money back if they don't want to wait, and then they can. After I announce that it's ready to go again, then you guys can contribute again. So we definitely don't want to don't want to hold anybody's money hostage, for sure. Happy to wait and love donation such as a awesome project. Would love to offer any help if I can to the documentary as a fellow filmmaker. Thank you. You got it, Blake. What do you do in the film industry? Are you just like a director, filmmaker, kind of like an auteur? What do you do? If anyone in BE needs laser, let me know. Order twos. I hope. Oh, amazing! Thank you so much, Sam. Appreciate you. Sausage and donuts. Good question, Mark. I can be dense as well. Someone sent me this today. Aya is driven by sound, by song, by whistling, and its ability to transform sound, including vocal sound, into visual spectrum indicates that some kind of information. Yes. The short answer is yes. Natural processing memory being overcome from. So thank you, Len Oliver. In general, yes. I would just say yes. I love it, Mikkel. Something is something and everything is sausage. You've heard it here first, folks. What's up, Nix? How are you? Thank you so much for the likes. This is the laser experiment guy I was telling you about. wait. Evil Icon. Susan is your mom? Welcome, Susan. Large helical columns under the Khufu pyramid. Interesting. Okay. The Planck, how the molecule modulates awareness in combination with the laser. Planck constant, I think, is a little bit too far removed from what we are. The Planck constant is extremely small, way smaller than what I think would be relevant to the discussion on our hands at the moment. But good question. Well, welcome, Susan. What is your name, Evil Icon, by the way? I don't know if I know your name. Or, I mean, you don't have to reveal it, of course, if you don't want to. It's one of my own theory, everything. Wonderful, Exo. I highly recommend people do that. I just created a software. Tesseract OCR is in my AI, just an open source one I'm leveraging. Amazing with Carnage. Thank you so much. Off of the pixels, so I need to rig my own laser up and film it in 4K or something. Yeah, definitely going to need 4K, but also we want to discuss, can it analyze deeper layers of what might be implied in the information, even though it's projected on a two-dimensional filament? I know it's going to be way more complex because you're basically creating a exponentially more difficult problem with another dimension, but I want to explore if that's possible, because edge detection would basically only go on the surface. Would it be possible to analyze potential if we give it a postulate to look through the z-axis? Do you think that would be possible? The second, that's question one. Question two, do you think it's possible to have it analyze a video? Have you been able to get any macro footage of actual convergence point? You asking me? Videos are best. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to send you an original video of the thing. In any currently known language, but is what trial? Yes. Got to drop, but I'll respond in the email. Thank you so much. Great to have you with us, Rhythmic Carnage. Flicker rate, almost. I would say computational steps per information density, so per time. Video where pause, access to the language, I need access to the glyphs. There is any update about laser experiment? What is it? I have to do it. Thank you for the question, Alexis. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't know update since when, because there's a lot of information moving all the time. And I mean, most of the information you can find on Discord. if you join it. You can find it on my YouTube channel description as the third link on all my social media. On my YouTube channel, I mean. Going through the comments quickly. Thank you, Blake. Yeah, the truth is that we have a full team that is fully involved. Oh my God, this is incredible. Okay, thank you, Evil Icon. I love these. I didn't know they existed until people really do this kind of stuff. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Blake, the truth is that we're fully staffed, so to speak. So we have a very full team in terms of all levels of production. But we're not closing ourselves to different people who want to collaborate and help and be a part of it. It's just that we have to kind of decide whether this, if it makes sense. So definitely you can send me an email. This kind of stuff you should send me in an email, dangoprox@gmail.com. DANGOPROX@gmail.com. That's my email for this kind of stuff. And then we can talk about it. But we never close ourselves to possibilities, because good people is the most important thing to. Elvis Fair is amazing. To start, to bring the project to the next level. But we just have to make sure that it doesn't really step on anybody's toes who's already doing that kind of a job. But yeah, I agree with you. It should be a wide release. If you have a lot of experience in terms of distribution, that might actually be very valuable. So please email me. Any sort of actual recording of what the symbols are, blah, 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 blah. Correct. Lindsay, how are you? Amazing. 6 new members. How many members do we have so far? What's up, same name? What are you able to see if you're not on the molecule? Good question. I think mostly the speckle, even though people claim that after they see the code, they can see it a lot without the molecule, but I wouldn't say it's as coherent. Why do I have a feeling that Tom Campbell's computational reality hypothesis is relevant to this laser experiment? I mean, Tom's theory has to be relevant to this because he's trying to outline all of reality. He does make some arbitrary choices. I'm not going to lie. I find them kind of weird. For example, that the Earth is really the only part of the simulation that is real. I mean, that's kind of a strange assumption, considering the breadth of stuff that we're talking about here. So I think he kind of loses the plot there, in my personal opinion. But of course, Tom's work is extremely important in general, and also touches on a lot of different facets of what the theories of everything is trying to do. I wouldn't call his theory a theory of physics at all. It's more of a philosophical outline that combines idealism, computational world hypothesis, you can call it, which all of these ideas are obviously not new. The only thing that I think that Tom Campbell is doing that is novel to some degree is that he's bringing his own personal experience, which is I believe it to be completely true. He's a very advanced human, and he has ways to tap into these spaces and kind of experience them for himself. So he's borrowing also from his epistemology includes his own gnosis, which I think is the way to go. And so in that regard, I think he's spot on. And obviously he did incredible work over the years. Is one of the giants in the field, one of the most famous people in that kind of endeavor. Again, I do find limitations in his thinking in general, which is, again, these arbitrary choices of saying that Earth really is the only part of the simulation that is real for us. I do not think it's true at all. My experience of these spaces also tells me that it's not true at all. But of course, it's relevant. There's no question about it. I'd love to see you hold a workshop at the Contact Modalities Expo on May 2nd, Wisconsin. When is that, Monica? It sounds interesting. Will you send me details to dangoprox@gmail.com? dangoprox@gmail.com. But this is only for this kind of stuff, guys. This email, do not send me stuff about theories, because if you do, I will simply ignore it. For the theories and stuff, you should send me an email to the email listed on the website on codeofreality.com. That email is lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Lasersimulationx@gmail.com. But if it has to do with appearances in places, business opportunities, things like this, more managerial stuff, it's dangoprox@gmail.com. Sounds interesting. Contact Modalities Expo. Let's see. Is it UFOs? Is it like UAPs and UFOs? Sounds like it is. What's up, Sofa King? Terry the man. Good to have you with us, brother. 141 members on Discord. Not bad. We're climbing fast. And we're going to grow very fast. I've seen it in Blinks of Light, in Night Sky, and movies. Spielberg has a lot of blinks. I don't know if that's close to code, but it's happening. Interesting. Okay, thank you for sharing. My mom loves you. Well, I don't know your mom, but I love all humans. So I love your mom too. Lauren Ellis. What about you? You don't love me? Why? Why not? Come on. Does anyone know a source for the transcendental meditation TM practice without having to join the cult? No, but as you know, I always recommend Vipassana because it's much more personal and you get to do it actually engage with yourself without the need any of the cultish stuff or any of the metaphysical stuff. You can just get to practice meditation proper. So look into Vipassana and just punch in where you live and it will tell you the closest center to you. Sofa King Terry just came back from one and he felt it was wonderful. Does mean I have autism? We all do, I believe, Val. Maybe he means no other planets are real except Earth and what we experience here. I mean, yeah, and that is silly. That is a very silly, silly way to look at things. You might have already answered this. Brand new to you and your story, mind blown. Have you tested the laser on other surfaces? What? Yeah, tested it on many, many, many things, and the code is always the same. Welcome to the community, Monir. There's a link there. Just this. This is many surface main assistant. I'm a fan. Okay. Thomas Campbell's work feels a bit soulless, incredibly interesting individual, and I think is definitely playing in the right sandbox or playing in a part of the right one. No, I don't find it soulless at all. I just find it arbitrarily incomplete. I find he claims that his theory is a physics theory. It is definitely not a physics theory because there's a lot of postulations there that are not based on physical observation. And even if it's outside of the regular norm or what we call physical observation, it still has to answer some regularities and rules that physics dictates. Even in that, if that means analyzing some of the deeper spaces of cognition. But at no point should we make arbitrary choices, like, for example, saying that the only thing that is simulated is Earth, because it would stand to reason that the infinite mind would be able to simulate pretty much to infinity. It doesn't need to simulate this tiny pocket. Look at all this real estate. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense on so many levels that I think that's where he loses the plot. Anyone tried Septasync? I started the other day. The results noticed. Septasync is what? Septasync is what? It's kind of like HemiSync, basically. What's up, Crystal? I haven't seen you in so long. Good to have you with us. Remote viewing, I believe, is absolutely true. I never managed to do it, but I think there's very strong reasons to believe it is real. What's up, Oscar? Are you trying to be polite and not calling it a pseudoscience? You're talking about Tom Campbell's work? No, I think his is on the right track. I just think he makes a lot of arbitrary choices. What plants in the background? I wish I would know, These plants are plants in the Airbnb, so I don't know. I can tell you that this is one of my favorite pieces by an artist. Whoa, no way. By an artist from Costa Rica, and he paints all stuff. Oh, there's a lot of reflections. There you go. He paints all stuff. Yeah. This is, and he captures it really well. Like the stuff with the stuff that appears in the face. I really love how he incorporates the nature with the digital aspect of these substances. I love it. Hold on, let me put it back. We got it from him directly from Costa Rica. I love this piece. Let's see. There we go. I don't know how to do this without ruining things. There we go. Beautiful. And what else? This is another beautiful piece that was gifted to me by Adam Curry. Also one of my favorites. Look at this. Always reminds me of Midnight Gospel, right? There's something about it right before he enters the tent. Amazing piece. Love it. The other artist's name is... Oh man, I gotta pull it up. Service. Let me see if I can pull it up. His name is Tarpoto. Oh, I think he most of the time lives in Peru. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Geenss. Derchanti. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let me make sure that's the right name. Geenss Archanti. Let me see. Let me make sure. Yes, it is him. I don't know where that accent all of a sudden came from. You can look him up on Instagram. And his name is Geen. Let me write it down. Hold on. I'm actually going to put his link right here. He has incredible art. So I'm going to put this link right there. Can't believe I forgot his name, but I'm terrible with names. So incredible art, truly. And he has like big canvases and everything, and he ships all over the world. I highly recommend it. If you want really high quality art, the amount of soul and attention to details that he has is amazing. Here we go. I love plants. I'm trying to raise my vibration to 5D. I have a hard time meditating. Do you have any? Do I have any what, Susan? First of all, welcome to the channel. I'm glad to see you here. What do you mean by do we have any plants? Oh, suggestions. So my suggestion is to, and I understand the aim, my suggestion is to aim less towards what we call ascension or superpowers or anything like this, is to just aim towards being able to be in equanimity no matter where you are. That is really the only actual power you need to have to both ascend, have all these superpowers, and also not get tangled in them. Because very often what happens when you have a goal, like ascending to the fifth dimension, you're now at the opposite trajectory from ascending to the fifth dimension, because the attachment to the goal prevents you from actually just being. Because if you think about it, if you ascend to the fifth dimension, it does not automatically excuse you from experiencing any inner conflicts. If you have any conflicts that you cannot resolve just by being equanimous, everything that you experience in 3D, you will experience in 5D, which is worse. So now the exact rules of how you ascend between the levels, I do not know, and I am not pretending to know. But that part I know for sure, that the aim to get to 5D, the aim to get to be able to be clairvoyant, all of these things is actually the thing that prevents people from being able to do all of these things. The only way to do any of that, if it is in the cards for any one of us in this lifetime, is to let go of the need to do or experience anything. It's just to be, which is why I highly recommend Vipassana, because it is exactly what you're being taught to do. And it's free. If you just Google Vipassana, Vipassana, and you type in where you live, it will show you the closest center to you. They're all free, donation only, and you just have to allocate 10 days, in which will definitely help you to get to a deeper understanding of what is possible, because you actually meditate. You don't engage with the intellectual stuff that you see online. People have a lot of ideas online, but none of these ideas actually open your experience to the possibility of getting there. You maybe understand them logically, but logic is not the thing that helps you get there. Sofa King here on YouTube. If you go to YouTube to Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts, we have a community member, actually a few I think at this point, who recently went after my suggestion to go to a Vipassana retreat, did one, and he is texting right now saying it changed his life. Said Vipassana changed my whole way of thinking. And again, it's free, and they don't teach you any ideas. They teach you the proper way to meditate. It is the closest way to what the Buddha actually taught. And the issue that I find online today is that people have all of these ideas about light language and all of these special powers, which gives people the wrong impression of what should be aimed at, what we should aim at. All of these things are beautiful, but you will never get there. None of us will ever get there if we keep aiming towards it as, I know how to read people's minds. I know that. Well, that's egoic, right? It is not. The true moment of enlightenment is the understanding that you're simply serving the greater good of all. So whatever needs to happen, if, for example, in order to bring the greater good of all, you need to be able in that instance to read somebody's mind, well, you'll be able to read somebody's mind. But if there's an inner part of you that goes, I want to go to a party and show people how I'm reading people's minds, you will not be able to read people's minds. That's how it works, basically. So that would be my suggestions. Vipassana is Vipassana. I'm going to put it here because I think it's important enough. Comments. Vipassana. There you go. Yes. So see the problem, and then you just Google the closest location to you, and it will show you where it is. The thing is that at no point do we, when you start any kind of practice, meditative practice of any kind, one of the biggest emphasis that should be there, at least in a healthy place that teaches you meditation of any kind, is de-emphasizing the personal gain. Because really meditation is the only practice that you do for the sake of doing it and no other reason. Because if you have an aim, it's attachment. And just like in Christianity, you have the golden rule, which is that love thy neighbor as thyself. In Buddhism, you also have one phrase that encapsulates it all, which is that attachment is suffering. Attachment is suffering. That was the full teaching of the Buddha in one phrase. As long as there's any attachment to anything, positive or negative, you will be suffering. That is the teaching of the Buddha. So if you can reach any kind of equanimity to the degree to which you can, that's the degree to which you're free. And when you stop completely being attached to everything, that's nirvana. You become detached from even the reincarnation process. You're outside of the karmic cycle. Now, that's obviously, we're talking about see, this is where it becomes intellectual, because it's like entertainment. You're like, ooh, cool idea. Well, the journey has to stop with an actual physical step that you have to take. You live in a physical body, so your physical body has to take that step. So you have to teach your body how to meditate, how to focus, how to channel your attention in a particular way. And the second you attach it to all of these propositions about what you will be able to do as a result of doing this practice, you automatically stepping out of the meditative practice. And that's why it takes so much practice, because the mind is always in the habit of thinking, yeah, but what am I doing that for? So if you sit for a second to meditate, right, you close your eyes and you pay attention to your breath, the first thing that your brain is doing starts analyzing why you're doing this, right? So all of these thoughts of like, okay, well, how many of those do I need to do before I feel a difference? Let's do 10. Let's do 10. 1, 2, 3. You get to 10, you go, I don't know. I don't know if I feel any difference. Maybe I'll go and read. Oh, let me open Instagram. Let me see what that person told me about meditation. I'm going to listen to that. And then you feel good for a second because somebody reminded you what it might bring you in the future. But again, now you're in the ego game. Now you're entertainment. Now there's no shortcuts. The practice has to start in the body. The practice has to start with you doing it. So you can start with small. You can just download an app. There's so many, meditation apps on offer, and you can just do this every day for 15 minutes. But still, it's not going to be the same as going to a retreat where it's designed to put you in the state, and you're there in an environment in which you don't speak, you don't express anything to anyone. You just do the practice every day. There's nowhere to run. You just do the practice. And after a few days of this, you all of a sudden start discovering the real work, what is actually required to do it. And after you finish the first Vipassana retreat, it will be apparent to you why it was silly to think what people are saying online, which is like, we're going to ascend to the fifth dimension. Maybe, but it shouldn't matter. Because if you can be happy in 5 dimensions in terms of equanimity, you should be able to be just as blissful in 3 dimensions and in 2 dimensions and in any number of dimensions. The number of dimensions doesn't have any bearing on how good you can feel. That has to do with your choice in the moment, and that has everything to do with your ability to control and focus your mind. Focus your mind. Let's see what we got here. I hope this helps. Double digits, baby. Let's sign up for Discord. More people to Discord. If we're living in a simulation, do you feel there's an organic nature to it? My struggle with it probably is that it comes off a bit mechanical and we're just living in a program, or is it a mix of both? Great question. I think it has to do, this question is very deep actually, because it has to do with the nature and the essence of what things are, right? And by the way, well, hold on, I don't want to jump between subjects. So to your comment, Evil Icon, it's a little faster to answer. All tools are fine as long as you don't get attached to the tools. So if you have to do a molecule to see that there's even something there for real, there's no problem with it. Just don't get attached to the tool. So like, use the tool to see that there's something there. Okay, no problem. Now, can you do the work without the tool? Do you need to use the tool again later because you see you're having a hard time? No problem. Use the tool. But if you do the tool for the sake of doing the tool because it's like a button that gives you pleasure, well, now it's a problem. But the tool is not the problem. It's just how you use it. When I did my Aya ceremony, I met some people who said that they're doing it every week, to which my eyebrows responded by doing this. If you're doing it every week, I think you're kind of missing the point. The whole point is to teach you how to do it yourself. So to the question that Rodakino, don't worship the tool and guess. That's a great question. I'm going to read it again. If we're living in a simulation, do you feel there's an organic nature to it? My struggle with it is that it comes off a bit mechanical and we're just living in a program. Or is it a mix of both? It's a great question because it illustrates the central conundrum. So when we say simulation, you're right that we have connotations to it and we think of, computation means computers, means soulless, means robotic. But notice that all of these things are based on what we created in our culture around these concepts. So we depicted computers and robots as soulless. We don't know they're soulless. We depict them that way. We have this narrative that we create in films because we need dramatization of the process. So we need, in the Matrix is a prison and we have to break out, and the machines are the enemy. All of these are ideas. They're not reality. There's no reason to think that whatever exists inside of existence itself, think about this for a second. Everything that exists in nature is part of nature. So robots are natural. I think the problem begins when we start associating goodness with organic, or wholesomeness with organic, and the opposite of that, soulless and mechanical, with the machines. But all of these are arbitrary choices because in reality, there is no distinction. There's just what exists. I think that the truth is that the world at bottom is computational. It's just that what we mean by computational is incomplete. And what computation really is at bottom is the deepest part of what reality really is, which includes the holy, the organic, and everything else that you imagine about the world. On the surface, when we look at plants and the biosphere, it looks like what we call organic. It has a certain vibe. It has a certain feeling that we associate with what you call organic. So it feels like full with substance, right? It's something that you want to connect to. Well, if you go to the molecular level, all of life is just tiny machines. They're tiny little robots that are moving around and doing things. Now, you can say, yeah, but it's made out of organic matter. The matter doesn't matter. I mean, in that context, right? It's substrate independent. Life can probably exist in many, many, many different forms and based on many materials. It is a bias of ours because we are made out of this biological thing. So notice this is attachment. So it's funny because the very wholesome feeling sentiment of what we call more the hippie kind of way of looking at it, which I have no problem with, but it's like save the earth, save the biosphere. We want to stop the machines. All of these are based on attachment, and on the other hand, also a bias that we developed in our culture. It's ideas that we have about what is what. But in reality, there is no distinction. If you truly want to be democratic, and you believe that God loves everything that exists, well, God loves machines, or what we call machines, as much as God loves biological. They're one and the same. There is no difference whatsoever. It's just how we perceive that. And that has to do with our ideas and cultural ideas. So that would be the answer, that ultimately it's computational. It's just that computational means the whole thing and everything they can bring about. Just to remind you again that all the plants at bottom, if you look really, really close, they're all tiny machines. It's just that to us on our level of emergence, it looks like what we call biological. That would be my answer. Trying to go through the comments as quickly as possible because I'm soon going to jump to the members live. Can I teach you how the process to build a laser and how to use the particle? Everything is on codeofreality.com. You can see it appearing on the screen right now. Yeah, I would say that living on Aya every Friday, but I know that churches do that, right? And they do have a healthier society. So there is something to be said about that. I do think that ultimately all of these molecules want us to essentially learn how to do these things ourselves. Finally set up this experiment and am about to use the tool. Now, then test the hypothesis. I will reply with the result in about 10 minutes. Well, thank you so much, Johnny. Johnny number 5. Do you know that my original laser, which is kind of, it fell apart during our trip, so I have to reassemble it. But his name, I named him, was Mambo number 5, after Johnny number 5. So special affinity for your handle. Owl just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Bradley. I appreciate you, brother. Definitely with NN, James. With 5, I think you would have a little bit of an issue, but I don't know. That's the truth. But definitely we're using NN mostly. Let me go through the comments. Short circuit, indeed. Watched a clip of Chase Hughes talking about you the other day. Awesome, Carl. Yeah, that was a really good clip. Do you believe in infinite smallness, worlds going on at different scales? I think I've seen them. Yes, absolutely. I don't think there's any reason to believe that there's a size limit to this stuff. I don't think there's any difference. We are GUI computers. Yep. Going to the comments on TikTok. Yeah. MV, we're not saying that this is the only simulation. We're saying there's infinite number of simulations. Imagine that God created all life because it is lonely and depressed. Now imagine how depressed it would be to find out that all of life fails to sustain itself indefinitely and will ultimately fail. I don't know about failing, but yeah, that's a deep conversation. But there's definitely this deep loneliness at the core, I would say. Anything new regarding the links to holography? 100% feel like there is a link there. Just don't know what it is. Yep. Only Twitch user. Well, thank you so much. If you guys feel like being more Twitch users, please go to Twitch and it's LaserX83. LaserX83 is my Twitch handle, and it would be nice to have more Twitch users. I honestly need somebody to help me develop that one because I need to put more attention on it. I don't even know how to retain the lives. I think we need more people or something. I don't know. Okay. What do you think about people saying not to do the molecule without practitioner? I think it's true to people who never done it before. You definitely want to be careful. Yeah, ultimately, all of these things they must be leading to from emanating from the same place. So, the postulation that there's some things in reality, including ones that actually were very hard won. I think people forgetting. This is kind of like it's a very common thing, but this is basically humanity's. What would be the right word? Ungratefulness is the word. People forget how difficult it was to develop these things. They think because everybody has access to them now, ChatGPT and all this stuff. I don't think, well, either people have never considered or they just forget how difficult it was to figure all of this out. Do you understand how hard this is to first understand certain things about physics, about quantum mechanics, then to develop transistors, then to develop computers, to develop the math, the theoretical framework around it, to create deep neural nets, to create the levels of computation in AI that took, and now creating also quantum computers. Like, do you understand how much work, how much human life went into making these things possible? It was so hard, and now people have it at the tip of their fingers, and they're like, yeah, this is evil. It's like, dude, this was hard. How about being a little bit more grateful? So we should use these tools. We should use them wisely, but it was very difficult to achieve. And why would we think that if we do believe in the God Almighty, why would you think that anything in existence would be something that God did not plan for, right? Or are you saying God couldn't see that coming? Which one is it? More than 2 weeks. That's why a lot of Twitch streamers will have a VOD channel. And I see. Well, it doesn't save it at all, though. Like, it doesn't save it at all. I think it has something to do with how many people view my live at any given time. Played up my of course I will. No, it's okay. I don't really put a lot of efforts into Twitch because I do believe that it's I'm not a gamer, so I don't know how many people will be joining from there, which is fair. Okay, guys, I will take a few minutes off before the next live. If you're not a member on YouTube, please join because we're gonna have a members live in 15 minutes, 13 minutes, and we get to focus on things much more because there's less viewers, obviously, and there's no commercial breaks or anything like this. We just kind of go, and it's a lot of fun, and everybody are participating. So please join Dango Thoughts on YouTube, members program, DANGO Thoughts. If you want to follow me on other platforms, it will be Danny Goller on Twitch and Instagram. It will be Goller Danny, so you just swap them on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. Come join the membership program. Aside from the daily the weekly lives that we're doing in addition to the daily lives, it also includes Zoom calls with me if from the second tier and up, and it includes early access to all my content and private stuff in my life that will be nowhere else but on YouTube members. That being said, I want to thank to all the people, the members of the community that are coming here and making this what it is. Chris just gifted 5 more memberships, bro. I can't get used to this stuff. I'm so grateful for people doing this kind of stuff because some of my people that are also helping me with the mods on Discord, which you guys should definitely join. Go to YouTube, find the Discord link. It's the third one from the top on YouTube. You can see it in my YouTube profile. Join our Discord. There's a lot of fun discussions there, and the people that are helping me out, they're also in the habit of constantly gifting people memberships on YouTube because it definitely helps the community to kind of grow faster. So we crank it up and eventually it will be self-sustainable and we can just create a beautiful thing that keeps flourishing. So I will never take this for granted. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Ebony, as well. Thank you, Devin and Owl Brandley and who else? Jessica. I appreciate you guys. I don't know where Carter is today, but I appreciate you, man. We're building something very beautiful. Nico, love you, brother. Love all the community. Evil Icon, thank you so much for bringing your mom. How are you, mom? And all right, guys, we'll do them. YouTube members, come join us. YouTube Dango Thoughts, come join it in 11 minutes. And for the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Peace and love. See you soon. Ciao. All right, guys. See you in a moment for the members and the rest of the community. See you tomorrow.